I'm Kelly Slingerland, and I'm going to be presenting on flipped lessons. What is a flipped lesson? Well, a flipped lesson is exactly what it sounds like. It's when you flip what you do traditionally in a classroom. Traditionally, we like to lecture and give direct instruction face to face, and then we assign homework that kids do by themselves at home. Well, in a flipped lesson, we flip that. The lecture, where the kids listen and take notes, is done at home, and the homework, where the kids are doing the work, is done in class with the teacher's support and direction. This creates a classroom environment that requires student engagement. The biggest complaint of teachers right now is that kids don't do homework. So we can continue to fight that battle. We can continue to complain, or we can say, hey, there's a problem, let's fix it. We might need to change our strategy. Sometimes in order to win the war, you have to lose a battle or two. So the battle may be traditional homework. You may just need to change what your homework is in order to win the war, which is students learning and being engaged. Traditional direct instruction looks like this. Teacher in the front of the room, kids sitting very nicely, taking their notes and listening to what the teacher is saying. This is a teacher-centered room. Okay. Flipped direct instruction looks a little like this. This is an example of a lesson that I posted for direct instruction last year for homework in my Algebra 1 classes.
Hi everybody, it's Miss Lawrence. This is a video for your Algebra 1 class. Tonight your homework was to watch this video and to fill in the guided notes that you were given today in class.
So what happens is I upload a video that I make with my notes. As you can see, this is a smart notebook. I take the smart notebook and I give them a blank copy of what's in there, and they have to follow along and just fill in the notes and follow along with the definitions, equations, or problems that I may give them. Let's move this along a little bit, and we get to a problem. And as you can see, I start filling in the numbers that were in the problem, and they'd have this blank sheet and they'd fill along with it. And I color code the parts of the problem as red, and then I fill in the red spots where they go, and then the next part of the problem may be green, and I fill in the green spots where they go. And then the next part of the problem, I believe, was blue, and then I fill in the blue where it goes. And the whole time I'm explaining everything that's going on. Let's take a listen to what I'm saying.
In this first part of our run, time is missing. The second part of our run where we were jogging, speed is missing. And in the last part of our run, distance is missing.
So this was a lesson that I traditionally gave in class that I just put on. I screencast it the same way I'm screencasting this, and I put it up as homework because my kids were getting the lesson, but they weren't doing the homework I was assigning. So I said, okay, well, what if their homework was just to fill in the lesson that we normally do, and then when they come into class, they can work on problems with me. Okay, so what's the benefits of doing something like this? Well, I don't know about you, but when I'm in class, I have some students who can keep up with me and go at a very fast pace. I have some students who need me to stop so they can think and process what I'm talking about, and I need some students who need me to repeat myself all the time. Well, a flipped lesson gives them the option to play, rewind, or pause as they need it. It really differentiates the instruction to them. Okay? I expect you all to be independent, innovative, critical thinkers who will do exactly as I say. Well, this is obviously a joke, but we really do want them to be independent and innovative. And if we give them the information before class and then have them come in and work out the problems or work out the homework or write the essays, well, then we really are letting them be independent and innovative, but we're there to guide them. Flipped learning deliberately shifts instruction to a learner-centered approach. In-class time is dedicated to exploring, creating rich learning opportunities. Students are actively involved. And this is exactly what we want to meet those Danielson domains. If you look here, there's a link here that will take you to a document that directly corresponds flipped learning lessons with all the Danielson components. So what happens in the traditional class? Well, in this flipped learning class, we are not doing the homework at home. We're doing the traditional homework in class, and we're doing the lecture at home. So the lecture becomes the homework, and the homework becomes the classwork. Explain Newton's first law of motion in your own words. And he puts a bunch of gibberish, and he says, I love loopholes. Well, yes, this is meant to be a funny joke, but if he's doing this assignment at home, he gets to keep the loophole. He gets to just not do the work. But if he does it like this in class, he gets immediate feedback from the teacher, and he has to redo it. He has to do it the right way. You have to say, oh, that's funny, but come on, tell me what Newton's first law is. And then right away you can find out, does he know or does he not know what Newton's first law is? You get that immediate formative assessment. The role of a professional educator is even more important and often more demanding in a flipped classroom than in a traditional one. During class time, they continually observe students, provide feedback in the moment, and assess their work. When you have a flipped classroom, you're no longer the center of attention. You're now just facilitating the learning. I hope you learned about what flipped lessons are, and I hope this was helpful. Have a good night.